Welcome back to Classic Car Revival. On this episode, we'll be seeing if we can get this 81 Mustang to fire up and idle. And hopefully at the end we do a smoky burnout. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy.
Welcome back to Classic Car Revival. I'm David. I'll be your host tonight. Well, I was your host last night and last week, but back on the Mustang. I am gonna make this thing idle on this episode, and hopefully I'll drive it forward and backwards. I don't promote drinking and driving. I do have a cocktail while I'm working on this stuff, so I will not be taking it out on the road and doing a burnout. But found this tonight, Red Locks Irish whiskey. It is imported from Ireland, and it's sent to a Minnesota company. So I'm gonna, give it a taste, see if I like it. If I do, I will definitely be buying it again. There's two guys that started this company. Yeah, Kieran. That's a big word. But let's give her a try. I'll never see that one again. So this spring, me and my brother and wife, we went to Ireland and we toured the Jameson factory, and they had tastings, and they said when you smell your drink, they say keep your mouth open and then breathe through your nose, and then you'll get all the flavors of what's actually in the drink. Smells good. That's really good. That's a 9. Guaranteed a 9. And that says a lot, because I'm picky with my Irish whiskey. I like my Tullamore and my Rowan Co. and Jameson, but that is very good. Alright, I'm going to pop this carb off. I pulled another one off. Another truck. Hopefully this one's good. If not, I will pull the carb off my daily driver and put it on here just so I can make it run. Well, make it idle. It already runs. Hopefully I don't tear the base gasket when I pull this apart. I'm getting super anxious to drive this thing. I wanna find out if it's got a posi. I don't know what's been done to anything other than the engine, so maybe it's got a posi. I know they did some welding on the lower control arms in the back, so maybe it had a wheel hop issue they were trying to fix, or they're just hoping to get it to hook up a little better. Now I gotta find my missing screwdriver. Want to hand me that wrench? It's not a wrench. Earlier I was messing with this. I found power from the ignition. So instead of having to hot wire my HEI, it's hooked right into the carburetor now. Which will make it a little easier. Well, gasket stayed in place, which is good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this I was popping vacuum ports off after we were done filming last night, and I had no vacuum coming out of any of these ports, so that leads me to believe everything in this carburetor is plugged up. So, and if it's not letting it pull vacuum, I won't be able to get it to actually sit and idle. I need my pliers. But it's getting closer, and I was looking at it earlier. I think this is a new style water pump in it, so with it hooked up like this, it might be spinning backwards, so I think I will end up having to convert it to the serpentine style so the water pump actually spins the correct direction. But after I get it running and a temp gauge hooked up, I'll know more. Tight. Come on. This car likes to fight, that's for sure. But I'm sure this carb has been on here for, I don't know, 96, so 26 something years, 27 years, something like that. I don't know. I'm not good at math. Single numbers, single digits I'm pretty good at adding, but you get into them double digits, it makes it a little harder. That's going into recycling. And I do recycle. Aluminum cans. Plastic. It's a good thing to do. There's millions and millions of people on Earth, and who knows how many actually try to do good. It's like that tree I planted. I don't know if anybody's seen it on my short, but yeah, my first video I showed the birch trees that were in the back of that pickup that I got, and we replanted them, and hopefully they'll survive. Definitely gonna be watering them. I don't know, probably give them 5 to 10 gallons of water a day, just to make sure they survive. And we put that out in the horse pasture for a little bit of shade for the horses when the trees actually mature and get big. Lost my nut. Where'd I set it? Still don't see it. Oh. Well, at least it didn't end up in the intake. That would have been an issue. Tonight I'm using my 1/4 inch ratchet because you don't need tons of torque on these carburetors to hold them down. I know I over tightened one time and it snapped an ear off, and it's pretty much carburetor shot after that. So but I do have to run grab a vacuum line from my distributor off that parts engine I got. So, carb's on. Give me a minute. I'll come back, get that vacuum line hooked up, and we'll see if it'll idle. All right, carb's on. Fuel line's hooked up. Vacuum line's hooked up. Gonna hook up wire up the fuel pump, and give her a click, see if it fires up. Hopefully idles, because like I said, I will pull the carb off my daily driver to make this thing idle. Because this is also a not rebuilt carb. It came on a truck. I did have the truck running, so it should work. Key on helps. Pretty sure I just said I wired that into the ignition. Closer than the last one. I'm gonna mess with the carb settings because the other side was out about 14 turns, so usually it's like 1.5, 1 3/4 turns. That might help. Still fighting me. It's acting like it's got a vacuum leak still. Which this one's blocked off. This one, these are the only vacuum lines here. It's not dumping oil out of the front or back of the intake, so it could be another great carb just like the last one. So. But I also might still be a little bit off on my timing, which I might pop the distributor and move move it just a little bit so I can get some more timing out of it, because I only got, you know, it wants to run when it's right up against here. So I should probably just rotate it and see, hopefully, because I was messing with plug wire placement last night and I couldn't get it, but I think that was too big of a jump. So I'm going to pop the distributor, move it a couple clicks, and see what happens. Hi, Cat. You gonna help me wrench? I need it. So I've been messing with the carb and the timing, and I think what it is this is actually a very small fuel pump. It's for 4 and 6 cylinder engines, and I think since I got it going into my pump that wasn't working, that maybe it's not getting enough fuel to keep the float bowl full, and it sounds like it's running out of gas to me. So I'm gonna eliminate that fuel pump for now, hook my pump right into the carburetor, and hopefully make it idle. It's waiting idle. It's been waiting on me for a couple days. So and another junk hose clamp. Perfect. This makes 2. Might have 1 left. Oh, look at that. That one worked. You gonna run for me? It's popping. I think that it's probably got a plug that's got a bunch of stuff on it, and it's holding heat on that plug, so it's letting it keep firing is what I think it's doing. But it's idling, sorta. Better than better than what it has been. So apparently that pump was restricting the flow. So I guess don't give up. Keep messing with it. Sooner or later you'll figure it out. If not, somebody will help you. Because I know I've needed help over the years, and I got some real decent neighbors. I could call my neighbor right now and he'd come and give me a hand if I asked. So what I'm trying to say is, treat your neighbors good and your neighbors will treat you even better. It's like every winter my neighbor Wayne, if I'm working, he comes, plows my driveway. When he goes on vacation, I plow his driveway. In the end, it all works out. So let's I adjusted the carb again. Maybe it'll run. Now it's acting like it wants more timing. Now she's warm, so you have to let her cool down without having a fan on. Probably shouldn't let it run too long. But I'm making progress. When I was revving it wide open and closing the choke, what that does as soon as you let off, it pulls all the sediment and cleans out anything plugged inside your carburetor. So that seemed to help. I'm gonna let it cool down for a while. I'll get back with you in a little bit. So it's been a couple days since I last worked on the car and filmed. So after messing with it, I decided to pull the valve cover off. I had a rocker arm that was off. I had two rocker arms that were off. I had one completely blown apart lifter. So I put lifters in it, got it wrapped back together. Hopefully that solves the running problem. So now I'm gonna put the intake on quick. I wanted to do the 2-barrel to 4-barrel swap at the drag strip, but now that I got the 2-barrel off, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my 4-barrel on. Grab my right stuff. So yeah, this is like round 9 between Ollie and Foreman. I feel like I'm getting my butt kicked by this car, but maybe 10th round it'll go different. So my china rails, I always put a 1/4-inch bead of silicone. I've tried the cork gaskets and the rubber ones, and they always pop out no matter what you do, especially the way I drive, you know, wide open. worked a little bit ago. There we go. I like putting extra in the corner also because you can get oil leaks there. So I got these Mr. Gasket gaskets. They always say, like this says head side, so I'm going to place it on the chunking away. I normally don't like gluing these down because, you know, if you do have to pop the intake off, you end up having to scrape all the gasket material off again, and that's never any fun. But this one's not sitting where it wants to, so I'm going to put a few little spots. Yeah. Pretty sure this just worked. So yeah, between working overnights and trying to sleep during the day, never see that again. I haven't had much time to film, but I got about an hour before I got to be to work, so I figured I'd get some filming done. Thought I just had 2 gaskets. Yeah. Right in front of me. And on this backyard build, I did reuse my head gaskets, or my intake gaskets, because it was on an RX-7 I had with a turbo, and I had just put it together and it still was pushing water, so they're still good. Just give them a couple extra, a little bit extra torque, should be just fine. So yeah, we'll see how it runs. I did pull the distributor out, which on a Ford you don't have to. It makes it easier getting the intake back under there so you don't push all your RTV out the front. And the guy I got it from, he sent me a message saying that these are 351 Windsor heads on here. And I don't know if that's a plus or a minus. I've never, I've built a few engines, but I've always ran like the Mustang E7 heads, which are actually an all-around good head. They flow nice. They're not as good as the GT40s, but I've always liked them. So I'll get this intake torqued down and I'll be back in a minute. All right, day 3 of, Mustang. Tried to get it running last night, had to go to work. So tonight, I got everything hooked up. I torqued the intake. I started in the center bolts. Work your way around in a circular pattern until you get to the outside, and then I just ran around all of them just to double check, make sure I didn't miss one. There's quite a few bolts on there. It's easy to miss them. If you miss one, you'll end up with a vacuum leak or coolant leaking into your oil or into your cylinder, which is never good. So I'm set up to fire it, see if it will idle with all the changes I made. I did put some mufflers on it. off of Tomater there because they were free, and I was trying to do this as cheap as possible. So hopefully it fires up. I'm a little off on my timing. I'm going to try, since this is a HEI distributor, it's awfully big. So I'm going to try taking my cap off, turn it a little bit farther so I can get some more, a little more timing out of it. And then hopefully it'll fire up and quit looking like an idiot, spending 50 hours or whatever trying to get this car to idle. It's all fun. Yeah, my water neck's in the way of this big distributor. I do have an MSD small style Ford that I might throw it in here just because this is a good distributor for doing starts like this, but it is bulky. It's in the way. Battery connection would help. Wow, it's quiet. I can hear it. Wow, she sounds good. Sounds really good. Truck mufflers help. I still don't have a fan on it, so I don't know how long I want to let it run. But I put a quart of tranny fluid in it earlier, so I don't know. It'll go into gear. More. Wow, that sounds good. I know I didn't even want to attempt to go in, so it might be a couple quarts low. Pedal, but not very good brakes. Not wanting to hit reverse. Shifter is really hard to pull, so I don't know if it's actually lined up. It's like that's driving. I'm barely out of reverse. So. There's reverse. Yeah, I wish the throttle cable was hooked up. exciting. I'm happy. Engine sounds really good. Very healthy. And my idle's still a little high, but I think that has to do with the timing. I can't, with that heater hose right in the way, I can't adjust it the other direction. So it's fixed right there, so I'll have to figure, maybe put a elbow on there so I can be able to do a full sweep of the timing curve. But sounds good. I did put a different fuel pump on it, but I think there's something with the thing that engages the pump, the wheel. Sounds healthy. I'm happy. It's running. It will drive. Maybe by the end of this episode, maybe tomorrow, I'll have it out on the road and do a nice little smoky burnout. Once again, from my family to your family, thanks for joining me. Subscribe, like, share, and yeah, it runs. It's a win. It's got good oil pressure. Transmission went right in after I got enough fluid in it. So, good night. Hopefully I get to see, hopefully you guys get to see episode 4 coming up. Not sure if I'm going to do episode 4 with this and gut the whole interior out of it and try to find interior for it so it actually doesn't smell so bad and not so stinky. Do a wash on it. I got a windshield coming. So this car, after sitting since '96, will be on the road again. So take time for your projects and they'll take time for you. So good night. Hopefully you'll tune in episode 4. All right, I talked to my banker. She's gonna let me do this. And I'm reading it from a script because I'm a dummy and that's a lot of words to try to remember. I appreciate my subscribers and want to give back. As soon as I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away $1,000 cash, no purchase necessary, to one lucky winner. To enter, email me at c.c.revival1@gmail.com. I'll have my email in the link below. With a picture to verify you are subscribed to my channel, your name will go into a drawing for the money. You need to have PayPal or Venmo because I don't know any other way to send it. The drawing will be done on the episode after I hit 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you include contact info so I can let you know if you win the money. I'm excited about this. I like to give back, pay it forward, that kind of stuff. We plant trees, we got a little farm here, we got chickens, we sell chicken eggs, we love cats, like this guy right here. He showed up one day and he's at his forever home. He'll never go anywhere else. So once again, thank you. Subscribe, share, like. You guys know the routine. Have a good night. I'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.